episode is brought to you by Support the Mountains Herbal Parasite Cleanse. This formula targets the small and large intestinal tracts and larvae, the most broad-spectrum formula available today. 100% organic, formulated by Dr. Mikio Sankey, author of the Esoteric Acupuncture series. For 10% off your first bottle, visit shopyogahub.com and use the coupon code CLEANSE at checkout. Hello and welcome to YHTV's Flowing into Awareness with visionary and master intuitive Anatara. I'm Christina Suzuma, your host of this program. Today's episode is called Follow Your Own Breadcrumbs. Sounds like a lot of fun. And here we have with us the beautiful Anatara.
Yeah, it may be a lot of fun if you like to eat tiny little things.
Oh, yeah, we might as well nosh all day. That's okay.
I like to graze myself. Something struck me the other day about how, we for other people, we're always leaving these little clues, and the things we think or the things we feel or the unspoken desires that we have sometimes are like breadcrumbs that we're putting out for our partner or our kids or our workmates to discover. And as I looked more into that and I was talking to a client about it, I realized that everything that we do is a breadcrumb for ourselves. Every time you feel confused or you have a bad moment, you feel elation about something, you smile at a sunset, you're leaving breadcrumbs for yourself to follow. You're telling yourself that that little bit of information is a tasty, delicious morsel that you want, that you can pick up, that you can eat, that you can imbibe, that you can pull into yourself. It's all of those things are indications of what we really want. And as we've talked a lot, what we really want, it often comes to us through the way things are presented to us, or we see it as we observe what's around us. So if we start to observe our own breadcrumbs, those little tiny morsels of tasty delights and tasty information that we're leaving for ourselves, maybe that's one of the key and simplest ways to find out where we're supposed to be going. So the next part of that was, well, if we're always leaving breadcrumbs for ourselves, are we noticing them? Are we picking them up? Are we reaching out for them? Are we noticing where the path goes? Are the breadcrumbs that we're finding, do they taste good? Do we like them? Are they interesting? Or are we ignoring and in somehow not repelled, but in rejection of that food, that information that we're leaving for ourselves? And, metaphors are so much fun because, we think of little birds following breadcrumbs. We think about Hansel and Gretel in the woods leaving breadcrumbs. There's the whole concept of leaving a trail, for yourself to follow or for someone else to follow. There's a safety in that. If that trail is really left behind and we can turn around and follow ourselves back to where we came from, whatever that means, we have a sense of safety. We have a sense that there's something to return to, that there's a place where we will always feel okay. Well, in a way, I'm reversing this now. and I'm saying that this trail of breadcrumbs is generated by each feeling. This trail of breadcrumbs is generated by each and everything that we see and notice. It's actually generated by a feeling of longing, a feeling of desire sometimes, generated by thoughts, generated by logic, and by the completely illogical patterns of things that happen in our minds as well. And if those breadcrumbs are in front of us or beside us, and we can notice them and start to follow them, we are then linking into what our living truth is. The living truth that's being created moment by moment, the living truth that is showing us where to go based on what we feel and what we want. How are your breadcrumbs today?
Oh my goodness! Well, I'm just thinking of that banana split right now. No, Oh, the breadcrumbs are, I mean, that is such a great metaphor, Anatara. And it's simple and it's easy and it's not, it's easy to take in. And to look back. And yeah, and it's very interesting the way you said, do you like your breadcrumbs or don't you? Well, if you don't like those breadcrumbs, stop following that. Right?
Well, yeah, precisely. And we have the ability to observe what the breadcrumbs are. And if those breadcrumbs are, let's say, based on a dislike of a person or a pure hatred of something, those aren't breadcrumbs you want to follow. See what's running parallel to that stream of breadcrumbs. Start putting yourself out of that extremely heavy and awful feeling and find out where the positive, uplifting, easy trail of breadcrumbs is leading you. We've got a lot of control here. But the basic control comes, or the basic awareness comes, when we start paying attention to what the trail is telling us and where the trail is going.
Yes, I do believe that it'd be very interesting for all of us this week to put that into our consciousness. Like, what are our breadcrumbs? What is that path that we have chosen to sprinkle these breadcrumbs? And as you said, some of it is from our subconscious, so we don't even know we're doing that.
Exactly. We get caught and we get lost in that. I know I mention children a lot, as you do. And when you watch kids play, they are always in the moment with their trail of breadcrumbs, with their forward pulling, forward leading breadcrumbs. They'll be apparently completely involved in something, and then there'll be a switch and the trail goes somewhere else. And they follow that trail with willingness and openness and an easiness that is allowing them to experiment with whatever comes and to explore what's ever out there. When we get stuck in some of those loops, those heavy loops of breadcrumb following and trail blazing, we miss that. We miss that lighthearted exploration. We don't get to experiment with anything because we're caught in that loop of going back to see what's behind us that might make us feel safe, but isn't actually in support of our living truth.
Very nice. Wow. Well, I'd like to see my multi-levels of paths. I tell you, it's going to lead to that banana split. Well, thank you, Anatara, for these wonderful morsels. That's really wonderful. Of course, we would like to thank each and every one of you for joining us in this new platform of education and information. We're always grateful for your continuous support, and we look forward to hearing your feedback on how we can serve you better. You can connect with Anatara by following her on Twitter, @Anatara, and of course through her own website, anatara.ca. anatara.ca. Again, we would love your comments and suggestions, and you can leave them on our site anytime under whichever video that you're watching, and we will be sure to get it over to Anatara or reply. Or you could leave us a message on our phone line at 818-LETS-TALK. 818-LETS-TALK. And be sure to leave us your contact information. Until next time, namaste.
So this means that you can ask your body to channel directly to the part of you that's listening, to the part of you that's wanting to listen, to the part of you that is opening to listening, opening to awareness. As you listen, you are your own body channel. So you're listening, and because you're listening, your body is that channel. Your body has a place to tell its information to. It has a place to broadcast to and then through. So